Good morning, guys. Welcome back to May's Garden Chronicles. Guys, this is the part that I always enjoy sharing with you guys, showing you guys what I plant in my little customized garden. I don't have a big garden, guys, but I find so much peace and joy in the little small things that I do plant and that I do share with you guys. Guys, I have already started out doing a lot of planning, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys this morning. But let me give you a little preliminaries before I get started. This is not all that I plan on planting. This is what you call a spring garden that'll get normally be ready for summertime. And this year we've had a lot of rain beforehand, but that's nothing new, guys. When my parents was planting their gardens, which they had wonderful gardens and stuff, and everybody didn't know the kind of stuff we know and stuff about gardens nowadays, but it always have been a part of my life from a young girl growing up. I remember the days and the times and stuff that I shared with my mom and daddy out in the garden, simply because my sister that I would have been, I was like sort of like a middle child. There was 9 of us to live. And she didn't care too much for all that stuff, but whatever her chores was, she would do it. Because in the evening time, my daddy would have all us out there doing something, that's small something, whatever. But it was a time that we always kind of shared together and we enjoyed it. Guys, back in the days, we didn't have all these television programs and all of that kind of stuff or whatever that we wanted to stay in the house for. And you didn't have air conditioning, you had fans. And I was preteen, a young girl and then preteen and stuff like that. So I enjoyed outside. I used to like to make a turtle frog stew and play in mud, be sneaking water and stuff around there and just making all kind of mud pies. I even built a stagecoach. But when my dad and mama would go out to that garden, I was right on their heels. You better believe. That was fun time for me. And I didn't realize the amount of things that I did learn from that. And then, guys, my dad had died, I'd say about the late 60s. And he died doing something that he loved. My daddy loved fishing. And he had a boat and he would go out fishing and all that kind of stuff. And that's where, that was it. That's where he passed that. They think it was a heart attack and he fell over in the water and stuff like that, and probably, being out there by himself, couldn't get no help, and he passed. Because my daddy could swim, and swim he could, because he used to care, like the caretaker of some people property out there in the country, they little summer place they cabin they used to come to. And my daddy did all the caring for it, kept the fish, the lake and stuff. He just kept it beautiful. And so he used to have us out on the little boat. It was just like a little tin boat out. It didn't have a motor to it. Not I can remember. He had paddles. And he would have us out there on the boat when we would go down there with him sometime. And he would we'll tell him, Daddy, get in the water and swim like a fish. Let us see you swim like a fish, Daddy. And sometimes he would hop over in the water and let us swim. So we know that he can swim. And back in the 60s, the late 60s, guys, I don't know, but they had a coroner to say that it was, it was a heart attack. But anyway, guys, let's get back to what I wanted to share, this garden stuff that I want to share with you guys. I know you see the part that Tuck had shared, but guys, I don't do any what you would call it, Tuck, earth or ground planting anymore. When you get up a certain age and you done worked all your life hard like I have, all these body parts and stuff, they work, but not as good. And all that scooping and bending and down on my knees and all that kind of stuff, I can't do that as well. That's really when I seen the grow beds and stuff like that. I said, that's what I'm going to start like planning in. Start my gardening and stuff like in some grow beds. And so that's what I did. Last year I shared my grow bed with you guys. It was a little taller, but then I ordered some more. I ordered them last year, but when Tuck got them put up for me, they wasn't as tall. But that's not no big deal. Guys, May don't make too big a deal out of anything that ain't that important. I just work with what I got. I got a little bench that I sit down on and do what I do. It ain't flat on. I mean, it ain't just on the ground where I would have to crawl like I would be out in the garden. But I can sit down and then I get up and do my holes or whatever. But I wanted to share with you guys what I have planted already. And then let me tell you this before I forget it. I want you guys to watch this video to the end because I have a card that I want to share with you guys that one of my subscribers sent me. And she's the one that she and her brother was the one that came down and we broke bread together. Wonderful time, blessed time. Wasn't nothing but the Lord. Tuck was here, just so happened Britt was home that weekend. I'm going to show you how God worked things out. Brittany supposed to have came, I think, the weekend or two beforehand, but it had rained so bad down there in Florida. I was like, I was like, no, you don't need to get on that road for that. Because she just come up for like a day or so, and then she turned around and go back, her and little smush mud. And guys, he acted like he was pure glad to see me this time. He just kept coming over there, rubbing up against my legs and all that stuff. And I said, Smudge, you're not tricking me. Every time I get to trying to pet on you, you get an attitude and act like you're going to bite me. And I said, no, that ain't going to work. Because reflexes may make me pop you. And I don't want your mama to get mad with me. Because I be telling her with that water bottle somehow. I said, you need to find another way that you could make Smudge mad. Because Smudge will act sometime like, yeah, I hear you, but I don't want to do that right now. And they just love each other to death though, because he want to be her every step, and she want him, even though my daughter still like, she just in her early 30s, so they still like the nightlight every now and then. So guys, she got a channel, and a lot of y'all have went over there and supported her channel, and she's still working on trying to get the 1,000 subscribers and all that kind of stuff. And if you go over and subscribe to her channel and like it and view some of her videos and see if that's your cup of tea. If it's your cup of tea, she gonna be bringing more. And if it's not, oh well, you don't have to. It's no big deal, because it's something that she really enjoys doing for pastime. She is the one, for the ones of you guys don't know, I do monthly birthday giveaway. I give away, in the past I gave my favorite olive wood wooden spoon. I shared that with you guys, along with 2 kitchen tiles, and normally it was themed for whatever month your birthday was in. For example, if it was Easter time, in March, what Easter in March or April?
Depending.
Huh? Yeah, it's all depending. But anyway, I would send some of the cutest little chicks or something like that when I find the towel. But that was kind of a lot, because I have to get that piped up and go over to the post office and all that and stuff like that. So when me and Brittany was discussing it and stuff, she said, Mama, they always like when you do your little cash apps and stuff. I do little cash app, little small token. It's nothing you're going to get rich off of. And if you don't want it or you think it's worthless or whatever, please don't play. Because some people have said, I want to gift it on. no, that wasn't the game. You win, and if you don't have a cash app or whatever how we doing, just don't play and let us handle it. Cause if we'll choose who else to give it to. Cause now I made a change in that. I was like, you got to be subscribed to me or either Britt Symone. That's the name of her channel. You got to be subscribed to either my channel or her channel to win. Because I appreciate her to the highest for helping me with my videos and doing that little small thing for me. And she enjoyed doing game. She is the game ambassador for the families. And we haven't got back into it yet. My granddaughter's growing up, and ever since we had that pandemic, I'm calling it that because on YouTube a lot of things that we can't say. We are really censored here on the YouTube, and this what I'm saying may be censored. But guess what, guys? I don't care. Anytime that I do something in a video they don't like, I'm like, oh well. I said it, I meant it, and it's gonna stay that way. And I'm not taking it down. So far, I took one video down since I've been doing these videos. I took one down, and it was just a little a gospel song. I just sung just a couple of lyrics out of it, and I don't even know if I had it in the right order. And I was flagged for that. I think that's what you call it. Brittany know what it was. And they wasn't gonna monetize. Somebody claimed copyright on it. And I was saying, I said, now y'all gonna get to be crooked as H-E-double hockey stick. That song, I don't know who, I believe somebody in my church made it up. And it was just a few words, and I didn't recognize it. And then somebody kind of helped me, sent me an email and told me, said, do you know that you have other content creators watching your videos, and they know that you're not supposed to do that, and they probably turned it in. I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And because I'm like, these people are just kind of whatever. They just not got that like that. They didn't like that a while, but I don't dwell on it. And I feel if you're a coward if you're going behind somebody fight doing it anyway. Because if it's something that if I got something against you or whatever, if I can't stand on your toes and look in your nose and tell you my dislike, I'm gonna leave it alone. That's something that I was raised to do. I'm gonna cut some sprinkles on it.
Yeah, it's on the timer over there.
Oh, anyway, my granddad used to tell us, after my father passed, my granddad was always in our life about we living in the country until he got my mom from out there, because my mom was his only child. But later on, the only one he ever knew of, after he passed, another son popped up. A son popped up, an uncle, which was, I think we was the same age. So you know how that goes or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to talk about that, because my uncle, he's deceased now, and we loved him to death. We just loved him. It was just something, and it was just, my mama always used to say how she never had any sisters and brothers, because my granddaddy remarried and my grandmother remarried, and then neither one of those unions produced any other kids. And so my mama just real close to her aunts and all that kind of stuff. And she couldn't have had enough children for my grandmother and granddaddy and step-grandmama. I have a good step-grandmother and a good step-grandfather until at the end. We see that he was a little younger than my grandmother. But people, like, sometimes they like what they can get out of you. And that's what they're after. You don't know it as a young child, a young preteen. I didn't know that. But it gave me it gave me an experience that I will never forget. And then I didn't really like him too much no more. I didn't. But at the end, he came back and realized that he loved us for real. And after about 5 years after my grandmother passed, he came back to us because I told my mom that I didn't ever want to see him again. I didn't ever want to set foot in his house. And no more. It was a long story. And my mom was like, you know, all of us was pretty mad with him, but he came down with them there tears. They was real tears. I ain't gonna say they was crocodile tears. And it just melted everybody else's heart, but it didn't really just melt my heart. I was devastated with the way that change that he had made. I was really devastated with it. But guys, that's another story for another day. But I know you guys always tell me that you love when I tell my little stories. And I plan on telling them every chance that I get. And like I say, this garden is my peaceful, happy place and stuff. And I love being out here. And then it just kind of refreshed my mind, my memories and stuff. I just remember things and stuff. And it just takes me back at a time when my parents and grandparents were living. But well, my grandmother, my great-grandmother and great-grandfather, my real grandmother, she was living in Brooklyn, New York, and the last 5 years of her life, she sold her home to come back to, she didn't move exactly where we was living, but she moved back to Alabama, up where she kind of came from, and that was a good experience too, because we only used to see her, like she would come down the summertime or whatever. If she, they always came down maybe once a year. So guys, let me tell you, I'm gonna go ahead on away from that and just tell you what I want to share with you guys with my plants and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm gonna move over to the grow bed, and I got something over here. Let me see, can I show this real quick before we start? Okay guys, Tuck don't know how to move. I don't know how to walk and move. He got the selfie stick, but he don't know how to walk and move. We got an old-fashioned camera. I got the little modern telephone, but I haven't started using it yet because I'm not going to use anything complicated. I want this here, my channel, to be, just enjoyable to me. And not no whole lot of. Guys, this is Swiss chard. And one of my YouTube subscribers, she's a very sweet sister in Christ. I talked to her. She sent me some seeds for this. This is a Swiss chard. She sent the seeds. I plant them. I've had someone else send seeds, but for some reason or other they didn't grow. And I wasn't really too sure about these because I plant them, because I do my planting and stuff, guys, the way I know how to do it. And if you don't, I don't have, because usually your plants, if you buy plants in the store, or either if you have a seed pack, it will tell you how to plant and what to do on those little instructions, inserts inside of that. That's what I use, because some people just have to do a whole lot, and I'm not gonna do that. As long as I know I got my soil pretty good and I picked the proper spot to plant my vegetable, because like on that little insert, it will tell you how much sun, how often to water it. It's a lot of information on these little inserts on your plants that I have been following for years and years, especially since my mother died. Because see, my mother would come down and I used to do my garden and plants and stuff, and she had a wealth of knowledge about it, and everything she would tell me would work. But after that, I started relying on it was some out over in the garden center where I used to go to the co-op. Those people was very knowledgeable about the stuff and how to grow it and whatever. So this is the Swiss chard, LaTanya. I told you it's doing well. And then I'm gonna call you, girl, to find out how to cook. Have you know a recipe for cooking it? I look it up. Guys, this is a trellis that I have. I plan on getting me another rose bush. I want to get me a red. I don't know if I want the running rose or whatever, but I just want it in case or whatever. I don't know what I'm going to get yet. But whenever I do plant the rose bush, I will show you. But this is what, I bought this little trellis to go with that. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to move again, and Tuck cannot move. He's scared y'all to get dizzy with the camera And so I will just walk on over to next. When I come back on, I'll be over with my grow bed, showing you guys what I have planned. Is that where you want me to go, or do you want me to go up here?
Wherever you want to go.
Okay, I'll tell you, since the grow bed is gonna be the probably the last place I'm gonna be, I'm going up here and show you guys where I we got some pollinators, some flowers, cause we don't really have too many blooming plants around here. We don't have many pollinators, and so I'm doing some plants to draw some pollinators, and then I got some plants out that was supposed to deter um, insects and stuff in your garden. And I am not the one that's gonna get in the good, the beneficial insects and all that. I didn't grow up knowing all that crap. Some of it I do, some of it I don't. But I don't know it, and I don't care for insects, so all of them bad to me. So I'm going over here, and I'm gonna show you this, guys, and I'm gonna show you something else when we get over here. Okay, guys, over here I got some lavenders, and this is some lantana. And I know I got lantana planted at my mailbox, and this is a perennial. I don't know, it drops a season, it just come back every year, multiply and all that stuff. And I'm going to get some more lavender, because they say that was real and good in the garden for kind of deterring insects and stuff. So they say, I don't know. But anyway, I don't know what this is. Tuck had planted this, because I was telling him, I said, you need some stuff over there that's going to draw some bees and butterflies. I love butterflies. And Gary, you know what that put me in the mind of?
What's that?
Kelsey bugs. How she used to have them there few little scragglers I had from my leftover garden. How she come out there and come in, Nana, let's go out to the flower garden. Let's go out to the flower garden. I was so ashamed of that little stuff. And I always had said, I said, I'm going to plant some more flowers so my baby can see the flowers now. But that baby is going to the 8th grade. My two little grands that used to come out here in this yard with me, I used to have a swing set out here, and it was about dilapidated, but it was Brittany, and they used to have big fun out here on it. And Nana would be right out here with them with their little tricycles and bicycles. And you talking about a time, we had a good time. And so she was, and Tuck had the garden, and she was out, they called him Papa T, and me Nana. Papa T, let's go gather the vegetables, and stuff. She would always want to come gather the vegetables, and she would be trying to stick her hands over there before Papa T told her, no, baby, you can't do that. You got to watch, we got to look before you do it. It could be a snake or something over there. And so, and guys, this is the stuff I know. This is my old bitch. Been had it for years. We had a store down here called Fred's, and it has kind of, it's been in kind of bad shape. I painted it a couple of times since I had it. And Tuck said that he wanted to use it for, you see this thing, you show him it up there? That's what you call like an arbor. That's what I would call an arbor, or arch, or whatever you want to call it. They got so many different names, but all of it about using the same. And he thinking that them cucumbers will just grow and trellis over this. And we gonna see. And you guys gonna see too. We gonna show you what it do, or you let it die. But guys, this is what I'm getting ready to show you next is something that I'm kind of really looking forward to out of all the things I planted in the garden. I love watermelons. And watermelons is kind of expensive. And I like to get my watermelons from Publix, simply because they normally have the best. And it was so many things about watermelons I didn't do. When they first started with the seedless watermelon, I stopped eating them. And that's something that I have loved ever since I was a little child. It weirded me out. I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, how you do a watermelon with no seeds? And I did. How many years I kind of went away from watermelon, Chuck?
A few of them.
Yeah, I think it was.
Look at the bee flying around right there on the plants.
That was still Kelsey bug there. Oh man, it's a bee. It's a bee. Okay, but come around, Chuck.
Go ahead.
Oh, you can see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, these are some watermelon plants I got planted right here. And I'm going, hopefully, this is just reading, I'm chronicalizing everything to see what will work. I'm going to see can I grow these watermelons in this here raised bed. And I didn't put very many plants. And these were some I just bought from the, from over there at one of you, over there at the, at Lowe's. And then let me tell you something else, guys. That's where we got the watermelon plant from, right?
Yes.
Brought it. Right down here at the very end. I don't know if I shared it with you guys during one of my weekly meals or whatever. I was at this I was at the Piggly Wiggly and they had some nice sized watermelons in there. And I was like, you know, I just want to try it because I know this Piggly Wiggly down here, which done changed the name several times. They normally have like locally homegrown vegetables in there. But they done changed the name now to the Piggly Wiggly, so I don't know if that's gonna still be the case because it used to have another name. But I want to show them the seeds. So that watermelon had seeds, and I had told Tuck I am going to save these seeds and see what they will do. I want you guys to pay close attention. I just made 2 holes. I'm not gonna try to do a lot. If it grows, I still got a few seeds saved. This came out of a watermelon, guys. I found a watermelon with the seeds. And I put like 3 out in that little hole or whatever. And I said I was going to separate them. I don't know. I probably will. But I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on those watermelon seeds. I'm going to see what they do. Can they grow me some seeds, some watermelons with the seeds? That's what I call a real watermelon then. I mean, they're watermelon with seeds. Even though, like I say, even though I do like the seedless watermelons, if that's such thing. I was like, wow, a seedless watermelon. And they have little seeds in there, like we would call them like immature seed. They wasn't, you know, they ain't no full black or brown seed like it was. So this is gonna be my little watermelon spot, guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing what that's gonna do. And you know I'm gonna share it with you guys. Okay, guys, I'm going over to my other grow bed. And then we gonna be coming back to probably wrap it up. I'm gonna come back over at the table where I just left. You ready? Okay, guys, this is the grow bed I've been working in. This is not the one that I shared with you guys last year. It's over there, and I'm just beginning to plant in that. But let me share what I got with you in this grow bed. You see how the sun is so bright? That's the reason I put these grow beds in this spot. Because most of the things I plant, and normally anything that has flowers or produce a bloom, vegetables and stuff like that, it's gonna need some sun. And I made the right choice with that one last year, which I'll be showing you in a few minutes. So I tried it with this one. And I'm gonna tell you what I got planted, guys. Now I started these. I got 2. This is some red bell peppers, and I started those in my greenhouse simply because I found them early. Last year I couldn't find any. There was by the time I went to buy them, it was all out. And so when I seen them, and I knew I wasn't ready to plant. And of course, the weather got real cold, but I had bought that little kerosene heater. And let me tell you guys, it's a thumbs up for the kerosene heater. Oh, we set that up. We set it on some of them pavers in there when that stuff got cold, and it did not hurt my plant. And I took it out, just took it out the greenhouse, because the way I had it set up, it had grown all the way up to the ceiling. And I noticed, and when we moved it out, I thought one of the limbs was breaking in there, and it was a pepper on here somewhere. I don't want to break nothing. Can you get up there to show them that the pepper that's on there already?
Go.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. So I got 2 of the red bell peppers here. Remember, guys, I tell you, I myself, I customize my garden. I'm not planning to have to can stuff for Well, when I was younger, my mama canned tons of stuff, but she always canned from one season to the other. She did not keep that, and I just assumed we just assumed the way she would always try to use it up or either share it with somebody else that you didn't need to be, the food wasn't gonna be good. Now that was just what I always thought, but since I have been doing YouTube and watching YouTube, people can that stuff for years and years. I was like, oh no, my mama, you could never convince my mama to do something like that. And guys, this is another Myers lemon tree. That's what Brittany gave. One of the gifts Brittany gave me for Mother's Day. She gave me that Myers lemon tree, and the cold hit that. I think I had the greenhouse, but I didn't have a heat source. But the cold kind of messed it up, and it's still going out there. I'm gonna bring it out of the greenhouse. I'll show it to you later. But we thought it had killed it, but we didn't think. I don't think so. It's not killed. And coming around over here, guys, I had two plants to die. That's the reason I got these tomato cages. I got it around my bell pepper. You had with this green, this raised bed that I bought. It had two tomato cages. I think was it only two? There were more
Two.
to come with the cage, and it wasn't expensive as the other one, but it was it's not as tall. And I put this little decorative fencing around there to just kind of help support the plants that grows up. So guys, this is some zucchinis right here. I only got 2 plants of that, and I had 2 cucumbers over here, but they died out. That rain just sort of, when I came and planted them, that rain just messed up the root. It rained so on it before the roots got established, and they died. You want me to go around over here on the other
Keep
side?
going on.
Or you
Going right behind you.
Oh, okay. This is something else right here too, guys. I bought this plant over there, and I could have took it back, but the thing was so root bound to it was just ridiculous. But you hate going back to the store because we don't live right up at these stores. So what I did, I just tore off all of that bottom stuff. Some people tell you don't disturb the roots and stuff that much, but I think it's still hanging in here. I don't know. We gonna see. But it was so root bound. I had sense enough to know if I put that stuff in that bucket, it was gonna stay right in that form because the roots had started to turn brown. And I was kind of pissed. I said, now they have people out there in that garden center, and they know how long them plants and stuff been out there. They should let them people pick it up when they come back through. And guys, look at my cute little old butterfly stuck down here. Come over here, Tuck, and show them this. I put some gladiolas out here. I wanted to test and see. I got some gladiola bulbs. I only put one. I just want to see how that would grow if I decide to turn this into like a flower, just flowers one here. And guys, this is what I love. Okay. Last year I planted 2 of the Japanese eggplants in 2 buckets over there. I still got them over there in that 2 buckets. And I'm going to show you guys. I mean, it's got a lot of blooms and stuff on there. It's getting ready to do something. Can you come in front of it and see?
Mm-hmm.
Show them the blooms. And I stuck something down over there. I don't know whether it's a seed or just another zucchini. And I don't know why I did it or whatever, but it done growed up on it so I just don't know. And I got 2 marigold plants in here. I was trying to plant some flowering plants that kind of deter insects, because the smell of it. But to me, the marigolds the ones that I bought, they do not smell like they used to. Well, if you had smelled an old-fashioned, old-timey marigold, you would know why the bugs and stuff was sensitive to it and couldn't stand that smell. So Anyway, then I got another one of those plants. It was okay. You know, I got one over at the swinger said. This one wasn't as bad, but that red one, I just did not appreciate how grapevine that is. Could you show them that? Did you show them that other thing that's growing up in there?
Let me get over there.
I didn't realize I didn't realize that may be some Jamaican sorrel, because I planted some. I had just a few other seeds of that Swiss chard that LaTanya had gave me. I sprinkled some over there. Did you see them?
Right here.
Yeah, show them that. That's I think that's Jamaican sorrel. I'm not Jamaican sorrel, Swiss chard. And then you got that camera on me? Huh?
No. Guys, this is about 4 of the Japanese eggplants that you see right here that are real big and real thick. And in the middle of that is another zucchini plant. We would believe it to be. It looks similar to the ones we showed you on the
I
end.
don't know how did I manage to do that? It's something that I did. Okay, show them that in the tub. Guys, you know this is where I normally plant my mustard, and I'll be planting them again. But LaTanya sent me some Swiss chard and some Jamaican sorrel seeds, and I planted several of the seeds right in here. But that's all that came up on that, and at first, I didn't really think any of them were gonna come up. And then you can never tell. Some seeds that requires a lot of heat and stuff, they may just pop up. You ain't gonna realize it's gonna pop up. And so that's LaTanya. That's the only thing that came up with the Jamaican sorrel. But I'm proud of it. And anyway, okay, guys. This, if you can remember, this is my first raised bed that I tried. So far, now Brittany got my little things and just stuck them all around. She still loves stuff like that. This is those are bell peppers in the tub.
Yes, that is.
That's probably one of them there. Marigolds. No, super sweet hybrid cherry tomatoes.
That's right there.
Oh, that's a cherry tomato, guys. I got another one. I planted the other one in a grow bag. Because Tuck had all the big
That's the other one right there.
Huh?
That's the other one you're talking about when we get over there.
Okay, that's some of the bell.
The other tomato.
So one of the bell peppers died, didn't I was freaking say it passed. I had 2 out here, but it was so wet and soggy.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Oh, you see it over there?
Right there. See it?
Oh yeah, it's struggling. They were just too wet up in here. I mean, it rained just right behind each other when we did it. And guys, this here is they grape tomatoes, or either they were sweet hybrid, some kind of hybrid cherry tomatoes. This is what I like for my salads, especially when Brittany come home, because she's not a tomato person, and you can put the little cherry or the grape tomatoes. I put them on the table because we like tomatoes in our salads. And okay, guys, this is the cabbage. Remember the beautiful cabbage that I had and was absolutely delicious? I had got them out here. I had got them before they died or whatever. And I don't know how I managed to leave what Tuck did over there. I mean, in these little grow bags. And it was just growing so well. I just wanted to see what it would do. So I was gonna take it out and put something else in the bag, but I'm gonna let it stay like that. But it's the bugs and stuff is getting it pretty good. But I'm gonna put something on it for the bugs and show up in the grow bed tub. guys, I was really hurt when we went buying plants that Sunday, and I couldn't find my hot banana peppers. You know, over here on the side of my greenhouse, and one that can remember, or you can just go back and review my garden chronicles from last year. You will see I had banana hot banana peppers out the bazooka, and they were so good. I made pepper sauce out of that, and this year I plan to do it. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to it. I'm going to make some uh, pepper jelly, and I'm not gonna share. I'll share with you what I make, and if you email me, I can probably tell you what I did. But until I go back, because I hadn't made it in a while, and I got to go back and master it. I don't like trying to tell you guys something that you know, because you know, if you don't just do stuff on a regular, it will slip out of your memory. And when you're getting older, like we are, you'll make a mess out of something. And I don't, you know, try to pretend like I know everything or tell y'all something that's gonna mess you up. I'm gonna let Tuck go down there and show you guys the other two eggplants that was, what is, that's the hot pepper. The banana pepper?
Yes.
That's what you're saying. That's, I only got 2 of them. Now Tuck bought some sweet. Did you ever plant that? Sweet banana pepper?
Uh, planted one. I think 1 or 2 of them over here.
It's not a secret anymore, guys. You cannot find that stuff. It had the spots where it was supposed to be, but all the plants was gone. And they had, and it wasn't. It was more. They had more than 2 or 3. Every daughter would just buy them because they is spicy just enough, but the flavor is over the top. So Tuck planted. This is where I had them planted. Last year, I was like, oh, Fluey. He said, you're not going to plant anything? I said, no, I don't think so. And so he said, well, I'm going to plant something or whatever you use, those little cylinder blocks. I said, help yourself. Because I planted cucumbers over in the other one, and I knew I wasn't going to do that anymore. That you know, they grew, it just really didn't work right.
These are jalapenos and 2 of the sweet peppers you're talking about.
Banana pepper, sweet banana pepper?
Two sweet banana peppers and these 6 of the jalapeno peppers.
Okay, show them in that little hanging pot, guys. I put some my Dollar Tree seeds up in there to see what they would do. I didn't think they was gonna make it. It had rained so on it. But we're gonna see. We'll be checking on that every time I do a little garden update. And then if you know these, I got so many Japanese eggplants last year off of this. I planted some black beauties over here in this bed, and they did very well. But I just fell in love with the Japanese eggplants. Now I don't even know if I'm going to plant any, but I'm not going to say. And then Tuck, I want you to show them the colors.
Okay.
Okay, those are the Japanese eggplants. Okay, guys, these are the collards. I'm doing something that my brother used to do. He would let these collards go back to seeds. Well, you can probably eat the other ones at the bottom. And let them go back to seeds. And when they dry out, he would take them and put them in. He probably could remember our parents doing it or whatever. He just had a little small garden planted outside of the apartments where they live. And he put it in an envelopes. Once they dry, they be like little bitty. They end up little hard, like peas in a shell, because the seeds is very real. But they dry, he dried them out, and I helped him. We put them inside that. They were very dry. Could you show him the thing that looked like a pea?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yep.
And we just shook them out, and that's where he would get the seeds. Plant his collards every year. Go back and plant them. Start them out, because he would just plant them. You know, he would just sow them out there, then he would always go thin them out. So that's what I'm doing with that. But Gary, I almost forgot to tell him. And it's another thing, guys. At the end of the video, I have a still in there, a picture, where we had collards from over there in Tuck's garden. We had collards yesterday for dinner. I had collard. I don't know why. I wasn't planning on doing it, so I didn't do it. I could have shared it as a weekly meal, but I had made a old-fashioned sweet potato bread like my mom used to do. I had some sweet potato that I got some, that was, I just got a couple of them and made a sweet potato bread, and I fried some chicken wings, and we had those collards out in Tuck's, over in Tuck's garden, and I tell you, it was slim. They were so good. I made just some regular cornbread patties. I didn't even do no hot water cornbread. I did that. And you talking about a good meal, as my father-in-law can say, it ate good and it was worth eating. Okay, guys, I think, is this all we need to show them?
I think that's it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go back over and meet you at the table, and Tuck is going to read the card. And, like I said, oh yeah, I got some other stuff planned. I'm going to show it to you in our next chronicle. I got some other stuff that I got in the greenhouse, and I finally got me an elephant. It look like it's going to do right. But don't show up inside the house, because I don't want to show that to you. And, oh, you got it on me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going back over to my little table, and then we going to get ready to end this video out. Okay, guys? Come on back. I had to get me a little water, guys. Got a little thirsty with all that talking. So, guys, let me tell you, this is stuff at the table. I'll probably be doing this in my next update. There's some stuff that we go, like Tuck said, he got some sweet peppers over there. He got them set out. And then I got some rosemary planted. And this is some sweet basil. And I got my dill. Let me tell you guys, that dill comes back. And I used some dill when I shared that power smokeless grill with you guys, where I did that salmon, and I did a little dill sauce, which was absolutely delicious, guys. Y'all got to try that if you like salmon or whatever else you may want to use it with. I made that little creamy dill sauce. Ooh, it was so good on that salmon. I even put it on my rice, and it was just absolutely delicious. And so that dill came back up, and I don't know what else over there that I got planted. I planted some sage, but it didn't make it. But I'm gonna replant that. So anyway, guys, Tuck gonna read this card to you from our dear friend Charlotte, and then I'm gonna go ahead on and end the video out.
Okay. Dear Tuck and May May, what a great time we had at your lovely home in Ozark. That food was healing and nourishing to the soul. I believe we could have talked for hours on your front porch, LOL. It's just like the Lord have us connected through YouTube. I'll never forget the day when I was looking up butternut cake, and your videos popped up. I started watching several videos that day, and you mentioned Ozark. That was the day I started emailing you, and the rest is God's doing. Divine connection. Thanks for all your hard work and your videos. You all have been so faithful in making and presenting to the world. Y'all are modern day social media missionaries. So honored to have met Britt and Captain Smudge. So precious. May God keep you safe, happy, and healthy in Jesus' powerful name. God bless you coming and going. May He cover you with angel wings and a hedge of protection. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. In Christ, Charlotte.
Oh, thank you so much, Charlotte, for that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Miss Charlotte.
Okay, you go ahead. I'll see. I'll read for you. You finished? Okay. Yeah, and Tuck, you up to you? she sent Tuck a birthday gift. That was wonderful.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Charlotte. Sure appreciate that very much.
Okay, but guys, like I said, even with this here garden stuff, I can see, I've been here long enough to see that God's moving all over this land. And the weary's gonna be at rest. Don't be fooled about what's going on. And we all is aware of what's going on, but we decided and are determined, the one that loved the Lord, to follow Jesus. I don't try to preach anything to a person unless God lay it on our heart. We got so much going on. I view sometimes because I be at just about all the sectors and stuff, because I always have been a nosy child and like to keep up with what's going on. But when I go into my garden sector and stuff, I get kind of disappointed when people advise, it's giving their advice as to plant your own food and all that. That's all great, but then not really telling them don't overplant. And some of this stuff, whether they know it or not, I don't know if they know it. Then I can't say somebody trying to be deceiving anybody. That stuff is not gonna last forever. If you're trying to put up 100 jars of tomatoes and all that kind of stuff, I don't care what that book tell you. Watch and see. That stuff is not gonna last. And you don't want to get no botulism stuff using that stuff. Back in the days, them older people, I know God's work. Those older people didn't know a lot of the stuff we know nowadays, but they know enough to keep us safe and alive. And we wasn't worried so much when they let your movies, your Hollywood filmmakers and all that, they tell us how it was for us. You don't tell me. My granddaddy told us that it's just certain things you don't allow to a person to tell you how it was when you experienced. You go with your experience on life where you at. You can't worry about what's all over the world and all that. That's when I told you here in my garden, I customize our garden to what we use. I'm not worried about it, because let me tell you something, guys. I just thought about something too. Just think about it. And I don't want to get it mixed up, and you probably can help me out on it. How Jesus performed that miracle with the 2 loaves of bread and the 5 fish. How he fed the multitude. It's a lot in that story, guys. And if you keeping your young people in the church, we as the elders got to set examples for our young kids, instead of just talking about them and putting them down. You know how we was raised back in the days. A lot of that stuff that these young people having to see and experience out of parents or just whatever's going on in the world, we was not affected by it. Most of us had wonderful childhoods. I don't know about all of it. I know we did. And we didn't have all that stuff. Me and Tuck was talking about it, talking to Brittany about it one day, where they think they can't make it without all these devices and all of these movies and games and whatever. And some people, I've heard some elder people on the video, we didn't have all that stuff back in their days. In our days, you didn't have it because it hadn't been developed yet. It hadn't been created. And thank God it wasn't. Because I'm telling you, the way we have fallen short, of so many things that we know better as elders and stuff, and just going along with it. But I always be the person that I will stand alone. If I know it's not the right way, you cannot make me do the wrong thing. It's going to have to be God to show me. I don't follow man. I follow Jesus Christ. Because man, it ain't that they might deceive you. They will deceive you if you get to following and believing and going along with what they going along with. Because like I said, it kind of hurt me. Because I know how my parents were when they did garden and stuff. And people like up in the city part came down and how they shared their vegetables. And now they're telling you that it's going to get so bad here in this world, not trusting and believing in God, that you may have to have something to protect your stuff. People go breaking in. I'm not going to live in fear my Savior love. If I will always protect myself accordingly. But going all up into space and knowing more about God than the weather and all of that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be one of Satan's victims with that crap. Because some of these, and I have seen this, people have saved up clothes, food, and this and that, and didn't even get to use it. And when they passed, the stuff was put out the street as trash, garbage. When they could have easily shared that with. I know my daddy shared a lot. Like I told you, we had a big family. And people used to come out there over the weekend and stuff like that. My daddy would give them a piece of meats and stuff from his smokehouse and vegetables and stuff from the garden, give them watermelons and all that. And we never was without. Food and stuff was plentiful for us. All of this stuff now that people just like, oh Lord, this praising and vegetables and stuff like that. It wasn't, if you had parents that was smart, and most people was, because men had to take care of their families back then. You know, I know when my dad had passed, it wasn't, we didn't, if it was some welfare, they hadn't told us about it. If it was some food stamps, they hadn't told us about it. We learned about the food stamps when we moved back to, moved back up into the city stuff. And my mama wore the title and stuff. And she was a very thrifty woman for us, keep taking care of her children, making sure she taught us about cleanliness of our house, our body, and taking care of what you're supposed to take care. I mean, whatever you have, whatever God has blessed you with, you use good stewardship over it. You take care of it. I don't care. My grandmama told me that if you don't have but one of this or one of, you keep that clean, wash by hand or whatever, and just whatever. Learn to be content. Don't be trying to cover what the other man got with wanting and stuff like that. You work towards, be inspired to work towards it. But do not let jealousy and envious get in your spirit or in your soul. My grandmama said that was worse than any cancer known to man. Because what God got for you is for you. And if you work and be content with whatever state that you're in, with what you got, taking care of that and taking care of it and using it to the best of your ability, you know you're gonna always be on top. And one thing, your mind is gonna be at peace. You're gonna be regulated. You ain't gonna be worried about what I can't afford and what we couldn't this and couldn't that and all of that kind of stuff at certain times. There was a lot of things that we didn't even know about it. We did not even know about it. That's just how much our parents kept us safe and protected. And nowadays, guys, let me tell you, don't be fooled by society thinking that a baby, a little child that has no experience in life should even know things about stuff that they shouldn't be knowing about. Our parents gave our information at age, or when we was age appropriate, at the right age. I did the same thing in raising my kids. I didn't try to put them out there just having them, because I can remember when Tuck told my son that it really wasn't a Santa Claus, and it just kind of messed him up and made him sad. But and I was highly pissed off with Tuck. And he was only he said, that boy's old enough that he should know that. I said, oh well, but I don't see no big deal in it. And I think how Mario was, about 10.
I can't recall.
But he was sort of sad. He said he need to know that that this is stuff coming from us and he just can't get. And it wasn't like that he looking for stuff like that. I think Tuck got that from out in the street, that you're supposed to tell the kids or something like that or whatever. And I don't know where he got it from, but I just wasn't too pleased with it. And when my son came and talking to me about it and stuff like that, and I told him the stories of how old I was when I first found out that it wasn't my daddy and mommy was the Santa Claus and all that kind of stuff. And it was in fun. It made him laugh because, I told him what I told him was true. And so that just kind of made him laugh. And then that was, it was over with. We didn't think nothing else about it. But he still was excited about Christmas simply because I told him why we celebrate Christmas. I told him it's all about Jesus. I said, we don't know exactly when and where and whatever. I said, some people celebrate at different times. I said, but we believe that he was born, that he is the Messiah. So what we know how, that he was born, and we believe it. So we set aside that day to show love to families and all that. There's family and friends and feast on food and all that. And I say, in our book here in our house, it's nothing wrong with it. If you got 10 million houses out there they think it is, they keep that over in their house. It's not in my house. And you can really keep it to yourself. You don't even have to tell me. Because I feel if God wants me to know better, he'll lead me in a way to show it. To know different, he will lead me in the way to show it. What's wrong with showing love? Why you gonna always promote everything Satan do and Satan ways and not promote God? God is love. And it's not that you being naive or stupid or whatever the case may be. You're the stupid one for thinking that the people that love the Lord and choose not to be all with that anger and build up and negative thoughts and stuff like that. That's their business. I'm not in the business of trying to raise any wrong people, okay? Now I am concerned about the young people because they're in a bad position, and then everybody always talk about the young boys with the pants hanging down and this and that and all of that kind of stuff. That's just a trend or a fad or something they're gonna go through. Cause I can remember my legs were like little sticks, but I sure wanted my little mini skirt on. I was proud of that mini skirt, even though they had to put tucks and everything on it, because I had a little height, but I didn't have no weight back then. I was all tuck. I always tuck be teasing me sometimes. I put the weight on you. I said that should be one reason that I divorced you. That if I had been thinking, if I was thinking like back then how it is now, you got to be one bone, and whatever the reason is, but you don't overindulge on food and stuff like that. But you got to eat to live. My mom always say, water is your life. Tell her what my mom say all the time here about the water.
Water is your lifeline.
She said, water is your life. You got to have water. She said, you may can do without food a while, but you said you're going to have to have water. And she used to love to drink water and always encourage us to drink water and stuff like that, Guys, I can go on, and I intentionally made this here video a little long because, like I say, I'm in my peaceful place. And God be putting this in my heart to share with you guys. I'm not trying to teach or tell anybody anything, but when he put it in my heart to kind of share things and stuff like that, when I'm doing my weekly meal and don't have time to or whatever, video be cutting off and all that and not want the food to get too cold. I said, well, maybe I can do it at my garden time. I'm not sure that I'm going to be doing this at when I share my garden chronicles or whatever. It's just which way the spirit leads. So guys, we going to go ahead on and end this video now. Have enjoyed it to the highest. Share this in a little special talk with you guys. It's a lot more, and a lot of you guys know it's a lot more because I have emailed you. I get a lot of emails. And I am not big on this device, and I don't use that as an excuse because it came in my mind. They don't know how long it taken for me to type something, because I got an iPad that's, it's large and it's kind of easy to. Now, if I was doing this on this telephone, if I was trying to email you on that telephone, I would just say hi and bye. I can't operate that mess. It ain't trying. And I don't fool with anything that's going to mess with my spirit and take away my I'm not gonna be upset about something that I ain't got to be upset about, that I can't help. I just can't help that. I just ask the Lord to give me strength to deal with it. But something that I don't have to do, I'm not gonna do it. Point blank period. I'm not gonna do it. I've been like that, guys, for years and years, and I enjoy it. Yeah, it has helped me. So guys, let me go ahead on and end this video. Watch it to the end so you can see our collard greens, and done read the card for my dear sister Charlotte. Charlotte, this was a beautiful card, and I thank you, and I'm glad that I gave you that experience and all that kind of stuff, because like I say, I love the Lord, but when you love the Lord, you don't be a fool. Because nowadays people are so mean that excuse me, people want to hurt people for no reason at all. And then I see a lot of stuff, you know, me and you was talking about the meanness and some of that unnecessary stuff we see on YouTube. Because I told her, I said, if I get to having to deal with that, and you know, I tell you where a lot of it come from, Charlotte. I've heard content creator that's really, really big. They'll tell you, don't block them, don't this and don't that and all of that. No, I'm going to block the HE hockey stick out of them. And if they come back with, because I heard them say that they can, YouTube will allow them to, you know, create several pages and stuff like that. And they got to give account of that. Don't ever think just because they big and how many dollars they got that they are not going to give account of this wrongdoing and what they do to contribute to the meanness and stuff that's going on in this world. Because I can remember how my granddaddy was talking to my older brothers and stuff. And he told them, and this is the way, guys, I live my life. He said, you treat people like you want to be treated. Don't you say and do anything that you don't want said to you. And that way you're in line with God. He said, that don't mean that person gonna, you know, do the same, but you ain't got the food with them. So long you got a little house, a hut, they used to call it hut to go to, you don't have, they can't make you food with them. And they did not cower in us down about telling us, you know, whatever. They didn't cower. I can remember he said, I'm not cowering anybody's down. And he was like, he said, if they get on your toes, you remove them. Don't you start and pick at nobody, but if they get on your toes, you remove them. And you guys know what that means. Because now you got some people silly enough to go too far. When they get silly enough to go too far, you have the right to protect yourself at all costs. And that's, you know, that's what you just have to do with those people like that. You know, we all know, we all grown, we all know everybody ain't gonna choose Jesus. We are in control of our own salvation, and some of us gonna choose the opposite way, and then they want to hurt and violate just as many others that can. But see, they're gonna have to be like they were doing a long time ago. You violate, you will get dealt with, checked with. They didn't believe in all this disrespect like going on now, and to disrespect the elder. Ooh, you talking about taboo. Because they would say they done put the bad mouth on you, and if they shake that finger in your face and say certain words, it was just like you would do. They may need to start that back. Most of them ain't going to believe it. They intentionally want to get into it with an elder, what they going to say and what they do to them. I done heard it all, guys. But it don't affect me. It's awful. Okay, Tucker's telling me to wrap it up, guys. And so I'm going to go ahead on and wrap it up. Okay, leave me a comment down below. How did you enjoy my garden tour or whatever? What I shared with you, because I said, like I said, it's going to be coming more. But let me tell them this stuff. Did I cut off? Cut it back.
No. Go.
It ain't cut off? I thought you was throwing your hand down like that. They just cut off.
The battery's finna die.
Huh?
The battery's finna die.
Okay, he said the battery's fixing to die this time, guys. So let me tell you this here. I don't forget what I was going to tell you. But I'll tell you guys in the next video. Remember what May always told you guys? Think positive, use your common sense. That's very, very important. And remember, May love you guys. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye, you guys.